When my wife demanded I steal my dead ex's money for her daughter, I learned who I married. The coffee mug shattered against the kitchen tile at 6:47 a.m., and I knew my marriage was about to implode. Ashley stood there, chest heaving, mascara already smudged, even though the sun hadn't fully risen, holding a printed bank statement that she had no business having. My daughter's bank statement, the account I was trustee of, the account from Sam. "Explain this," she hissed, jabbing her finger at the numbers. "Explain why your daughter gets to sit on $186,000 while mine gets nothing." I stared at the broken ceramic scattered across the floor, at the coffee spreading like blood across the grout, and I realized I had been blind for 7 years. Let me back up. I'm David, 43, project manager for a mid-sized construction firm. Decent salary, decent life. I was married to Samantha for 11 years before we divorced when our daughter Emma was 6. The divorce wasn't ugly, we just grew apart. Different priorities, different dreams, but we loved our kid, and we made a pact that Emma would never feel the fracture. Sam and I co-parented like champions. We lived 20 minutes apart. Emma went back and forth seamlessly. We showed up to every soccer game, every school concert, every parent-teacher conference, together, unified, and we had a system. I paid for Emma's day-to-day life, clothes, activities, summer camps, her obsession with competitive swimming, the endless Starbucks runs, the gas money when she got her license. Everything that made childhood, I spent freely, happily. That was my job. Sam's job was different. Sam was a saver, an accountant with a military-level discipline about money. While I bought Emma experiences, Sam bought Emma security. Every month, like clockwork, Sam deposited money into an investment account for Emma's future. College, first apartment, emergency fund, the foundation. I never asked how much was in there. It was Sam's thing, her gift to Emma. I respected it. And then 3 years ago, Sam died. Aneurysm. No warning. She was 40 years old. Emma was 14. I became her only parent overnight. When Sam's estate was settled, her lawyer, a sharp woman named Patricia Chen, who had worked with Sam for a decade, called me into her office in downtown Portland. She wore a gray suit that probably cost more than my car payment and had the kind of steady eye contact that made you sit up straight. "Samantha was extraordinarily disciplined," Patricia said, sliding a folder across her mahogany desk. "The account she established for Emma has grown significantly." I opened the folder. $186,394.27. I stared at that number for a full 30 seconds. "Jesus," I whispered. Patricia nodded. "She started when Emma was 2. Automatic monthly deposits, aggressive but smart investment strategy. She never touched it. Not once." My eyes burned. That's incredible. "There's more," Patricia continued. "Samantha left instructions. The bulk of the account is earmarked for Emma's education and first major life expenses, college, first home down payment, that sort of thing. But she also specified that $15,000 can be used by Emma for anything she wants once she turns 18. A life gift, she called it. Travel, art supplies, a car. Whatever Emma chooses." I couldn't speak. The grief hit me again, fresh and sharp. Sam had been planning Emma's future while I was just trying to get through Tuesdays. "You're listed as trustee until Emma turns 25, Patricia said. "After that, full control transfers to her." "But David," she leaned forward. "Samantha was very clear. This money is for Emma. Only Emma. No one else. Ever. I would never." "I know," Patricia interrupted gently. "But people surprise us. Life gets complicated. I'm just telling you what Sam told me to tell you. Guard this for her." I promised, and I meant it. I met Ashley 8 months after Sam died. Emma and I were still raw, still figuring out our new normal as a duo instead of a trio. Ashley was a dental hygienist at my dentist's office, funny and warm, with this easy laugh that filled rooms. She had a daughter, too, Zoe, who was 2 months younger than Emma. Single mom, ex-husband, basically out of the picture, struggling but strong. We bonded over parenting war stories, compared notes on teenage drama. She made me laugh again. We dated for a year before I introduced her to Emma. Emma was cautious but polite. Ashley was patient, never pushed. Zoe was sweet, quiet, artistic, always sketching in her notebooks. 2 years after Sam died, Ashley and I got married. Before the wedding, I sat Ashley down at her kitchen table. This was before we moved in together, and I laid everything out. "I need you to understand something," I said. "Sam saved a significant amount of money for Emma. I don't know the exact amount, but it's substantial. That money is Emma's. I will never touch it. I will never ask Emma to share it. It's her security, her future. It's what her mom left her." Ashley nodded, fingers wrapped around her coffee mug. "Of course. That's her inheritance. You haven't saved anything for Zoe yet?" Ashley's face clouded. "I've tried, but between rent and groceries and Zoe's asthma medication and her art supplies, there's never enough left over. Her dad doesn't pay child support. I'm doing my best. I know you are, I said. And here's what I propose. Once we're married and we combine finances, we'll start a fund for Zoe. Nothing huge, but consistent. We'll build something for her together. Relief washed across Ashley's face. Really? Really. I want both girls to feel secure. But Ashley, you need to hear me. Emma's fund is separate. That's not family money. That's Sam's money. For Emma, that boundary has to be absolute. I get it, Ashley said. I would never ask you to take from Emma. That would be insane. I believed her. God, I believed her. The blended family thing was harder than I expected. Emma and Zoe were polite strangers who shared a bathroom. They didn't fight, but they didn't bond either. Emma spent half her time at Sam's parents' house. They lived 2 hours away in Sam's hometown of Astoria, right on the Oregon coast. She was close with them. I encouraged it. Zoe stayed in her room a lot, drawing, listening to music through oversized headphones. Ashley tried. She really did. She organized family game nights that felt forced. She cooked elaborate dinners that the girls picked at. She suggested activities that never quite landed. But there was an underlying tension I couldn't name. A scoreboard I didn't know we were keeping. Emma did competitive swimming expensive. I paid for it. Zoe wanted art classes less expensive, but still a cost. We paid for it. Emma got a used Honda Civic for her 16th birthday. I'd been saving separately for that. Zoe got a used bike and an iPad for hers. I didn't think anything of it at the time. Emma was my daughter. I'd been supporting her solo for years before Ashley came along. Of course, I'd continue investing in her life. But I started noticing Ashley's face, the way her jaw tightened when Emma mentioned swim meets, the way she went quiet when Emma showed me good grades, the way she constantly tallied who got what, and I ignored it. Because marriage is work, because blended families are complicated, because I loved Ashley, and I believed we'd figure it out. I was wrong. The explosion came this past April. Emma, now 17 and a senior in high school, sat me down one Saturday morning while Ashley was at a yoga class. Dad, she said, I've been thinking about college. Yeah, my heart clenched. This conversation felt massive. I don't want to go far, Emma said carefully. I love it here, but I miss Mom, and Grandma and Grandpa aren't getting any younger. I was thinking about Clatsop Community College. I blinked. In Astoria, near Grandma and Grandpa? Yeah. Emma's eyes were bright. I could live with them, help them out, stay close to the ocean. Mom loved it there. I could do my general education, save money, figure out what I actually want to study, and then maybe transfer to a university later. Pride swelled in my chest. That's really thoughtful, Em. I know I have Mom's money, she continued, but I don't want to blow through it on some expensive university when I'm not even sure what I want. I want to be smart, like Mom was. I pulled her into a hug. She would be so proud of you. Emma laughed into my shoulder. I'm trying. That afternoon, Emma told Ashley and Zoe her plan over dinner. She was excited, animated, talking about the marine biology program Clatsop offered, about how she could surf in the mornings before class, about how Grandma was already planning her room. Zoe smiled. That sounds really cool. Ashley said nothing, just stared at her lasagna, fork frozen midair. Later that night, after the girls went to bed, Ashley cornered me in our bedroom. So, she said, voice too light, Emma's not going to use that money. Not right away, I said. She's being smart. Community college is way cheaper. Right. Ashley sat on the edge of the bed. So that money just sits there. Something cold slithered down my spine. For now, she'll use it eventually, or it'll be there for emergencies. That's the point. Ashley looked at me. Zoe's applying to Portland State. Do you know what that costs? We'll help her, I said. We've been saving. We have $6,000, Ashley snapped. $6,000. That's one semester, maybe. Then she can get loans, work part-time, apply for scholarships, while Emma sits on almost $200,000. The room went silent. Ashley, I said slowly, that's not Emma's fault. I didn't say it was, but her voice had an edge. I'm just saying it's not fair. Life isn't fair. Wow, she laughed bitterly. That's your answer? What do you want me to say? I felt my own anger rising. Sam saved that money. For Emma, it has nothing to do with Zoe. They're sisters. They're stepsisters, I corrected. And even if they were blood, Emma doesn't owe Zoe her mother's money. Ashley stood up, face flushed. I can't believe how selfish you sound right now. Selfish? I stood too. I'm protecting my daughter's inheritance from her dead mother. How is that selfish? Because Zoe deserves a future too, and she'll have one. We'll help her, but not with Emma's money. Never with Emma's money. Ashley's eyes filled with tears. You don't care about my daughter at all. That's not true, and you know it. Then prove it, she whispered. Help her. I felt like I was standing on the edge of a cliff. Ashley, I can't. That money isn't mine to give. She turned away from me, shoulders shaking, and I knew in that moment that something had broken. But I thought we'd moved past it. We didn't talk about it again. Ashley was cold for a few weeks, then seemed to thaw. I thought maybe she'd come to her senses. I was so stupid, because 3 weeks later, which brings us back to that Friday morning in May, day, I walked into the kitchen at 6:47 a.m., and Ashley was holding Emma's bank statement, the statement I kept in a locked file cabinet in my home office. "Explain this," she hissed. I stared at the paper in her hands. At the lock, I'd trusted. At the marriage, I thought I knew. "How did you get that?" I picked the lock. No shame, no hesitation, just cold admission. "You what?" "Explain why your daughter gets to sit on $186,000 while mine gets nothing," Ashley repeated louder. My hands started shaking. "Put that down." "No." She held it higher. "I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how you're letting one girl live like a princess while the other one drowns." "Emma isn't living like anything," I said, voice deadly calm. "That money is in a trust. She can't even touch most of it until she's 25. "But she has it," Ashley shouted. "She has security. She has options. She has a future handed to her while Zoe has to scrape and beg." "Zoe doesn't have to beg for anything. We're helping her." $6,000, Ashley screamed. "We have $6,000 for her. That's nothing." "Then her father should step up. Then she should get scholarships. Then Emma should share," Ashley shrieked. The words hung in the air like poison. "No," I said. "She could give Zoe $50,000. She'd still have over $100,000 left. She'd never miss it." "No." "20,000, just 20,000. That would cover Zoe's first 2 years." "No." Ashley threw the statement at me. It fluttered to the floor. "You're heartless." "I'm protecting my daughter." "From what?" Ashley's voice cracked. "From helping her sister?" "From you," I said quietly. Ashley froze. "From you," I repeated. "From someone who broke into my office, picked a lock, stole private financial documents, and is now demanding I steal from a dead woman's savings to fund a child who has no claim to it. She's her sister." "She's not," I said. "They share a house. That's it. They're not related by blood. They don't have a sisterly bond. They're two teenagers who happen to live under the same roof because you and I got married." Ashley's face went purple. "How dare you?" "How dare I what?" I stepped closer. "Tell the truth? Emma and Zoe are civil to each other. That's it. They don't hate each other, but they're not sisters. And even if they were the closest siblings on earth, Emma still wouldn't owe Zoe her mother's money." "Sam could have left something for Zoe," Ashley whispered. "She knew Zoe existed. She could have been kind. She could have what?" I was yelling now. "Saved money for a child that wasn't hers? A child she never met? A child who had her own parents? Why would she do that?" "Because it's the decent thing to do." "No," I said. "The decent thing to do is provide for your own child, which Sam did, which you should have done, but you didn't. And now you want to punish Emma for having a mother who loved her enough to sacrifice and save?" Ashley slapped me. The crack echoed through the kitchen. My cheek burned. My ears rang. I touched my face, felt the heat, and something inside me went cold and hard. "Get out," I said. "This is my house. Get out." Ashley grabbed her purse and stormed toward the garage. The door slammed so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. I stood there in the broken morning, coffee soaking into my socks, and I called Patricia Chen. Patricia answered on the third ring. "David, it's barely 7 a.m. My wife wants Emma's money," I said. My voice sounded strange, distant. "She broke into my office. She wants me to give Zoe a portion of Sam's account." Silence. Then, "Where are you right now?" "Home. Kitchen. Ashley just left." "Are the girls there?" "Still asleep." "Okay." Patricia's voice shifted into lawyer mode. "Listen to me carefully. Do not agree to anything. Do not transfer anything. Do not even discuss this further with Ashley without me present. That account is legally protected. Sam's will was ironclad. Any attempt to divert those funds could be considered theft or breach of fiduciary duty." My knees went weak. "She really can't touch it?" "Not unless you let her. And David, I need you to document everything. That break-in, the bank statement, this conversation, everything. Do you understand?" "Yes. I'm going to email you instructions for securing that account and those documents. Change your passwords. Move the paperwork somewhere she can't access. And David, yeah, you might want to consult a divorce attorney." The word landed like a boulder. Divorce. Again. The rest of that day passed in a blur. I changed the locks on my file cabinet. I scanned every document related to Emma's account and uploaded them to a secure cloud server only I could access. I changed all my passwords. I called my bank and added additional security measures. Emma came downstairs around 10, still in pajamas, earbuds in. She took one look at my face and pulled out her earbuds. "What happened?" "Sit down, sweetheart." We sat at the kitchen table. I'd cleaned up the broken mug by then, and I told her everything. The break-in, Ashley's demands, the fight. Emma's face went from confused to shocked to furious. "She wants me to give Zoe my mom's money?" "Yes." "Money mom saved for me?" "Yes." Emma stood up, chair scraping. "Where is she?" "Emma, wait." But Emma was already storming toward the stairs. "Zoe!" Zoe emerged from her room, headphones around her neck. "What?" Emma's voice shook with rage. "Did you know about this?" "Know about what?" "Did you know your mom wants me to give you my money? From my dead mom?" Zoe's face went white. "What? No. What are you talking about?" Emma looked at me. I nodded confirmation. Zoe's eyes filled filled with tears. Emma, I swear I didn't know. I would never. Your mom broke into my dad's office, Emma said. She stole my bank statement. She wants me to just hand over tens of thousands of dollars because it's not fair that I have it and you don't. Zoe looked like she might throw up. Oh my God. Do you want my money? Emma demanded. No! Zoe practically screamed it. Emma, no, that's insane. That's your mom's money. I would never. She turned to me, tears streaming. David, I swear I didn't know. I don't want Emma's money. I don't want any of this. I believed her. Zoe had always been quiet, kind, uncomfortable with conflict. This wasn't her doing. Emma's rage seemed to deflate. Okay, I believe you. The three of us stood there in the hallway, shell-shocked, when we heard the garage door open. Ashley was back. She walked in carrying Starbucks and a bakery bag like it was any normal morning, like she hadn't just committed a crime and destroyed our family before breakfast. She saw the three of us standing there and her smile faltered. What's going on? You tell me, Emma said coldly. Ashley set down the coffee. Emma, honey, don't. Emma's voice could have cut glass. Don't honey me. Tell me why you broke into Dad's office. Ashley's eyes darted to me. David, you told her? Of course I told her, I said. It's her money you're trying to steal. I'm not trying to steal anything. Ashley's voice went high, defensive. I just think, you think I should give Zoe my mom's money? Emma interrupted. That's what you think. Ashley's face did something complicated. Emma, I just want things to be fair. You have so much and Zoe has... My mom died, Emma shouted. Tears were streaming down her face now. My mom died, and I don't get her anymore. I don't get to call her. I don't get to show her my report card. I don't get to tell her about my first boyfriend or prom or graduation. All I get is the money she saved because she loved me. And you want me to just give it away? Ashley reached for her. Emma, that's not what I... Don't touch me. Emma stepped back. You're not my mom. You never will be. And you don't get to decide what happens to my real mom's money. Ashley's face crumpled. She turned to Zoe. Baby, tell her. Tell her what? Zoe's voice was small but steady. Mom, Emma's right. That's her money. From her mom. I don't want it. I never wanted it. I don't know why you think I do. Ashley looked genuinely shocked. But you deserve... I deserve to earn my own way, Zoe said. Like you taught me. Remember? You always said we make our own luck. We work for what we want. Since when do we take from other people? She's your sister. She's really not, Zoe said quietly. And even if she was, this is wrong. You know it's wrong. Ashley looked around at the three of us, her daughter, my daughter, and me, and I watched her realize she'd lost. Fine, she said, voice shaking. Fine. Everyone thinks I'm the villain. Fine. She grabbed her purse and walked toward the front door. Where are you going? I asked. She didn't answer. She just left, and I let her go. Ashley stayed at her sister's house for 3 days. During that time, I consulted a divorce attorney named Robert Park, recommended by Patricia. He was mid-50s, kind eyes, 26 years of family law experience. This is pretty clear-cut, Robert said, reviewing my documentation. She broke into secured storage, accessed confidential financial documents without authorization, and attempted to coerce you into committing what would essentially be breach of fiduciary duty. If you want a divorce, you'll get it, and it'll be clean. What about the girls? Zoe's 17. In Oregon at that age, courts take her preferences very seriously. If she wants to stay with you, she probably can. I blinked. She'd want that? Based on what you've told me? She might. Think about it. Her mother just tried to steal from the girl she lives with. That's traumatic. She might feel safer with you. It hadn't even occurred to me. That night, I sat down with Zoe while Emma was at swim practice. Zoe, I said carefully, if your mom and I split up, where would you want to live? Zoe looked at her hands. Can I stay here? My throat tightened. You want to? I love my mom, Zoe said quickly. But what she did, David, I can't look at her the same way. She tried to steal from Emma's dead mom. That's... She trailed off. I don't know who she is anymore. She's still your mom. I know, and I'll see her. But I don't want to live with her right now. Is that okay? I reached over and squeezed her shoulder. Yeah, kiddo, that's okay. Ashley came back on day 4. She'd been crying. Her eyes were swollen, her hair unwashed, her clothes rumpled. I'm sorry, she said as soon as she walked in. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking clearly. I panicked. I saw Zoe struggling and I thought, you thought you could steal, I said flatly. No, I thought family means sharing. You thought wrong. Ashley's face twisted. David, please, I made a mistake. I love you. I love this family. Can't we? No, she stared at me. No, I repeated. I've already filed for divorce. You'll be served this week. You what? Her voice went shrill. David, no, we can fix this. You broke into my office, Ashley. You tried to steal my daughter's inheritance. You tried to take money from a dead woman. I can't come back from that. I don't want to come back from that. But I didn't actually take anything. Only because I stopped you. David, please. Zoe wants to stay with me. Ashley went silent. Just stopped mid-sentence, mouth open. What? Zoe wants to stay here with Emma and me. You can see her whenever you want, but she wants to live here. No. Ashley shook her head violently. No, she wouldn't. she can't. She already told me. And Robert says at 17, the court will listen to her. Ashley sank onto the couch. You're taking my daughter. I'm not taking anyone. She's choosing. Because you turned her against me. No, I said. You did that yourself. The divorce took 4 months. Ashley fought it at first. Tried to claim I was alienating Zoe. Tried to argue for reconciliation counseling. But once Robert submitted the documentation, the police report I'd filed about the break-in, the bank statement showing she'd accessed protected documents, the testimony from both girls about what happened, the judge shut it down fast. Judge Marianne Kowalski, King County Family Court, presiding. She looked at Ashley over her reading glasses and said, Mrs. Brennan, your actions constituted attempted financial abuse and clear breach of boundaries. I'm granting the divorce. Custody of Zoe will be granted to her stepfather with reasonable visitation for you, per Zoe's stated wishes. Ashley burst into tears in the courtroom. I felt nothing. It's been almost a year now. Emma's at Clatsop Community College, living with Sam's parents, thriving. She calls me 3 times a week. She's thinking about marine biology. She surfed for the first time last month and sent me a video of her wiping out. She was laughing. Zoe's still with me. She's a senior now, applying to art schools. We're figuring out financial aid together. She got a part-time job at a local coffee shop. She seems lighter. Ashley sees Zoe every other weekend. They're slowly rebuilding something. I don't ask what. It's not my business anymore. And me? I'm okay. Single again, but okay. I've got my girls, both of them, in different ways. I've got my job, I've got my life, and Emma's got her money. All $189,000 of it now, with interest. Right where Sam meant it to be. Right where it's always belonged. Last week, Emma called me from Astoria. Dad, she said, I want to use some of the life gift money. Yeah? What for? I want to help pay for Zoe's art school. Not a lot, just maybe $5,000 to help you guys out. My eyes burned. Emma, you don't have to. I know, she said, but I want to. Zoe's my friend now. She stood up for me when it mattered. And Dad, Mom would have liked that, helping someone who needed it on my terms, because I chose to. I couldn't speak for a long moment. Okay, sweetheart, I finally said. Okay, because sometimes family isn't about blood or obligation. Sometimes it's about protection and choice, and a 17-year-old girl understanding what her mother really left her. Not just money, but the freedom to be kind on her own terms, and the certainty that someone, somewhere, would guard that freedom with everything they had, even if it cost them everything else.